There are words, simple words, that can shatter trust in an instant. You may think you're imagining it, that maybe you're being too sensitive, but you're not. Because when a man says these words, whether casually or in a heated moment, they reveal something much deeper than frustration or stress. They reveal his true character, the parts of him he works so hard to hide. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." That's exactly what happens here. These words don't just slip out, they slip through. And here's what most people miss. By the time you hear these 5 words, the damage has already begun. It's subtle, it's emotional, and it's dangerous, because they plant seeds of self-doubt. They chip away at your worth, and before you even realize it, you're trapped in a cycle of justifying his behavior while losing yourself in the process. That's why today's video isn't just about knowing what to look for. It's about protecting your peace, recognizing manipulation before it roots itself in your life. And here's the most important part, so stay with me. At the end of this video, I'll reveal the one mindset shift that not only protects you from this type of harm, but makes you completely unshakable, no matter what anyone says. So if you've ever questioned someone's words, if you've ever left a conversation feeling smaller, confused, or unsure of your own truth, this is for you. Because once you understand this, you'll never ignore these words again. Here's the first thing you need to understand. Words are windows. When a man speaks, he's revealing his inner world, even when he's trying to hide it. Most women focus on what the words mean on the surface. But beneath the surface, that's where the truth lives. And this is where emotional harm begins. Not with fists, but with phrases. It sounds small at first. You're too sensitive. I guess you can't take a joke. You're imagining things. You always make a big deal out of nothing. Each time you hear one of these, it chips away at your reality. It makes you question your own perception and trust your instincts less and less. Carl Jung taught us, what you resist persists. If you ignore these words, hoping they'll stop, they won't. They'll only grow stronger. Because the man who uses them, he's not trying to communicate. He's trying to control. He's setting the stage for emotional manipulation. He wants you off balance. He wants you doubting yourself, because when you do, he has more power. And here's the kicker. It doesn't always come from an obvious abuser. It can come from the charming one, the sweet talker, the one who would never hurt you. That's why recognizing the words early matters so much. And we're just getting started. Because the next words I'm about to reveal, they're the most dangerous of all. Stay with me. You don't want to miss this. Here's one of the most dangerous phrases you'll ever hear. No one else will love you like I do. Sounds romantic, right? But it's not. It's one of the most powerful tools of emotional control. When a man says this, he's not expressing devotion. He's planting doubt. He wants you to believe that without him, you're unworthy of love. That's not love. That's fear disguised as affection. And here's the subtle trap. The more you hear this, the more you begin to internalize it. You start thinking, maybe he's right. Maybe no one else would understand me like he does. This is how emotional dependency forms, one sentence at a time. And it's why Carl Jung warned us. Loneliness is not the absence of people, but the absence of connection to oneself. The danger isn't losing him. The danger is losing your connection to yourself. Now, if this resonates with you, or if you're starting to recognize patterns like this in your life, you're already doing something powerful. You're becoming aware, and awareness is the first step toward freedom. I invite you, if you find value here, if this speaks to something inside you, stay connected. There's so much more to uncover about emotional intelligence, psychology, and inner strength. And remember, this video isn't over. the final mindset shift I promised? It's coming, and it could change the way you see relationships. Forever. Now, listen closely, because this next phrase is subtle, but it carries one of the heaviest weights. You're lucky I put up with you. It may sound like a casual complaint, or even a joke. But don't be fooled. It's designed to chip away at your self-worth. When a man says this, he's positioning himself as the superior one, someone you should be grateful for. It's a manipulation tactic. It turns love into a transaction. You owe him for his tolerance. And once that dynamic is in place, it's incredibly hard to break. You'll start bending, shrinking, trying to be better, trying to prove you're worthy of the relationship. But here's the truth. You never had to prove anything. Healthy love doesn't keep score. It doesn't say, "You're lucky to have me." It says, "We're lucky to have each other." Carl Jung reminds us, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Not someone smaller, not someone constantly apologizing for their existence. So, if you ever hear this phrase, don't laugh it off. Don't justify it. Recognize it for what it is. Emotional manipulation dressed as humor. And remember, this journey isn't about calling others out. It's about calling yourself back to your worth, your strength, your truth. Stay with me. The next signs we'll uncover, they're the ones most women miss. Until it's too late. You'll want to know them. Now, this next phrase, it often arrives when you least expect it, when things feel calm, safe even. After all I've done for you, it sounds innocent. But listen carefully, because this is one of the most manipulative lines you'll ever hear. Why? Because it weaponizes generosity. It turns acts of love into a form of control. When a man uses this phrase, he's saying, "You owe me now." He's not giving freely anymore. He's keeping score. And the unspoken message? You don't have the right to speak up, to leave, to disagree, because remember everything I've done. This is a powerful form of guilt tripping, designed to make you doubt your boundaries and silence your voice. Carl Jung understood this dynamic deeply. He wrote, "Where love rules, there is no will to power, and where power predominates, their love is lacking." True love doesn't tally its efforts. It doesn't remind you of what's been given. But when this phrase appears, it's a red flag waving high. And here's the most dangerous part. Over time, you may start to shrink your needs. You may silence your own desires because you're afraid of hearing that sentence again. You begin to accept less and less, thinking you owe him something you can never repay. But let me remind you of this. You are not a debt to be collected. You are a person to be loved, freely, fully, and without condition. Now stay close, because the final sign we're about to explore, it's the one that leaves the deepest scar, if you miss it. And remember, that mindset shift I promised, it's coming. It will change how you see not only this relationship, but everyone after. Let's keep going. And now, as I promised at the very beginning of this video, here's the mindset shift that can change everything for you. You're not responsible for fixing or managing someone else's emotions when their words are being used to control you. Let that sink in for a moment. So many women stay trapped in unhealthy dynamics. Not because they are weak, but because they are too strong, too compassionate, too willing to give someone the benefit of the doubt over and over again. But here's the truth. Compassion without boundaries leads to exhaustion. Kindness without limits leads to self-betrayal. You must remember this. When you hear any of the phrases we've covered today, when you feel that tightening in your chest, the subtle shift toward guilt or self-doubt, pause. Take a breath. Remind yourself you are allowed to walk away. You do not need permission. You do not owe an explanation. and you do not have to save someone from the consequences of their own words. This is not about being cold. It is about being clear. It is about standing in your worth. And if you truly embrace this mindset, you will start attracting healthier connections, where respect is mutual, where love is genuine, where your voice is valued. Now, I'd like to hear from you. Have you ever heard any of these phrases in your life? How did they affect you? If you could speak to your younger self today, what would you tell her? Share your experience in the comments below. You never know who you might inspire or help with your story. And if you are ready to continue building your emotional intelligence, your inner strength, and your self-worth, there are more videos waiting for you. Explore these playlists next. Psychology of Relationships, Feminine Energy and Self-Worth, Carl Jung and Shadow Work. And if this video resonated with you, know this: you are welcome here, you are valued here, and your journey toward greater awareness and empowerment is just beginning. Stay connected, and I'll see you in the next video.